Alright guys, making my next attempt. This one's going to be a little bit different, so I actually already beat the boss, and I'm recording this audio and video part afterwards. The reason for that was that when I was going to start playing, my wife was getting ready for bed, and our apartment was a wreck because we had a very long weekend, and we were out at a music festival and we had all the stuff just tossed on the couch and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I'll just try it a couple times before I go to bed and we'll see what happens. I wasn't making too much progress on this guy last time, as you guys saw. Actually, this time that you're going to see here, I got past him, but you'll see what ends up happening after that. After that, I was like, I'm going to just do the quest to start getting the best weapon in the game and use that against him. But turns out I didn't need it. The quest to get the best weapon, you need to like go talk to those shitty kids from the beginning of the game that are in the town, and that's like the first of 3 things you have to do to be able to get it. And I did the first step of that, which is you have to give them items to build their clubhouse up again. But unfortunately, much like when I repaired the city hall and the rest of the city, you have to wait like actual in-game time for events to happen. I was like, I just don't have time for this. I want to get it done. I'm actually running a little bit behind schedule this month, and I needed to finish Mega Man Legends this week so that I can finish Mega Man Legends 2 next week. And so I was like, well, I'll just go back and try it again. So I switched up my weapons, or my accessories, I guess the equivalent, the buster parts or whatever, and give myself a little bit more attack power. And I went in and I did pretty well. Now the problem was is that my computer started bugging out in the middle of the recording, and actually the program that I used to record this video, like the picture-in-picture video, kind of froze up and kind of messed up the rest of my computer. And yeah, I wasn't even recording on it, it was just set up in the background and it errored out, but it kind of locked up my computer, meaning that I have some errors in the video. So you're going to see after this fight, which I'll just keep on talking through, that there is an error with the sound, where the sound cuts out, and there's just nothing. So I'm just going to play some music in the background for you guys while that's going on, and we'll see how that goes. This should probably be around a 15-minute video. Part of the reason too why I didn't bother recording myself is because I figured I would be too busy on fighting this guy to give a fuck about talking, basically. Sorry guys, it's late, so it's like 2 in the morning, I'm exhausted, I need to go to bed, but I wanted to get this part recorded out of the way so that I can film my actual reaction to the ending for you guys, and then get to bed. So I'll go to bed a little bit later tonight. Unfortunately, I'll be a little bit exhausted. So let's talk about this fight and the good things and bad things about this fight. One, the bad guy, this is the last boss of the game, literally came out of nowhere. So I don't really have any emotional stock in this guy. We'll talk about the bad things first and then a positive thing. Have no emotional stock in fighting this guy. Don't know who the fuck he is. Don't care who the fuck he is. I know he wants to kill people because they're like a virus or whatever, not the most original, or because they're overpopulating or whatever. Not the most original plot ever, but you know, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Most of his attacks are fairly well telegraphed, which I guess isn't a bad thing, that's a good thing. But the thing that's annoying is just the camera. Like, one of my biggest concerns in this is that, like, I should be able to just run and shoot, which you can see is what I'm trying to do here. I kind of abandoned the whole concept of trying to use my secondary weapon because you have to actually stop to shoot it. And so, the biggest problem, again, and I've said this time and time again, is that in this game the camera is just garbage. And so sometimes he'll appear behind you, and there is a button you can push to like swing it around, but you can't move if you're doing that. So if he's doing an attack that is fast at all, he's gonna hit you and he's gonna wreck you. So that's kind of garbage. The other one is that, like, that move right there, that, how about this move that he just did, where he shoots out the two, like, rainbow beams. If that one hits you, it has the potential to hit you twice, and that move does a significant amount of damage to you. I don't have the best armor in the game, so maybe that, like, mitigates it a bit to the point where it is irrelevant, but if you don't have it, it sucks. Things that are good about this, again, like, his moves are very well telegraphed, so if it wasn't for the camera, you could blame all the times that you get hit essentially on you. Like, it's fairly easy to see these things. Okay, this move here, the first time that he hit me with it, it sucked because I didn't know it was coming. But actually, when he does that move, it's actually the ideal time to hit him. So I was actually, like, praying for him to do that extra move that he gets, just because he stands still for so long, and you don't have to fight the camera to be able to shoot him or hit him. The other thing that was bad, another bad note, sorry, that I missed on this, is that because he's in the air, this game gets really wonky with the auto-targeting when things are in the air. So sometimes you'll be shooting and it should be hitting him, but Mega Man's just shooting under him, and that's kind of unfair. At any rate, the moves are well telegraphed. The pattern is semi-randomized. Like, there are combinations of moves that he generally does. Like, when he does the one where he shoots two rainbows straight in front of him, he'll either dash at you or jump. Dashing is better because it gives you a little bit more time to hit him. But yeah, you can see here, like, I'm just wailing on him there. Moved a little bit too slowly for that part there, but that's also the second best time to hit him. The move that sucks is the jumping move, because, again, the camera doesn't swing around fast enough, so you can't really tell where he's going to jump or where he's going to land, and that kind of sucks. Alright, he's getting real low. I start getting a bit nervous, like, oh man, am I going to be able to beat him? Because I don't have any items or stuff like that left at this point. And, yeah. I was gonna show you guys the whole fight of, when I fought him again the second time. Okay, here we go.
My. It would appear that I have made an error.
Again, like, don't care. There's no impact with him dying. Doesn't fucking matter. And then, surprise, surprise, in all Mega Man games, no! What happens?
You were nearly successful in terminating my life support subroutine functions. But do not be disappointed. It appears it will take longer than anticipated for Eden to reach its optimal altitude. If you can terminate me before then, you will be able to stop it.
Why would you tell him that?
Assuming you are capable of deactivating me.
Why would you tell him how to stop it?
What?
But yeah, typical Mega Man fashion, like, bad guy's not the last bad guy. Now keep in mind, I have no items, and have never seen this guy before, and I have no health. I literally am at absolute zero right now. Like, if he so much as breathes on me, I'll die. This giant suit of armor reminds me of, there's like a purple
Are you ready?
Pokemon with like pincer arms. It's like a bug type, if I'm not mistaken, that this guy reminds me of. So I'm just like look at my health right now. It's just garbage. So I'm just trying to dodge. I have no idea what any of his moves are. And needless to say, this isn't going to end well for me. You can see here I have no health left. No health boosters. Dodge that by the grace of God. Dodge that as well. And actually end up doing a halfway decent amount of time before he manages to knock me out. But sadly, he eventually does. Alright, I'm going to cut to the next part, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back. And I just, like I said, cut out that first part just because I didn't realize how long these fights took. Like, when you're playing it, it seems like it goes relatively quickly because you're constantly trying to dodge and move and stuff like that. But actually, that fight, it takes like 5 to 10 minutes, just because like you do so little damage to him. So again, I apologize. There's no sound at this part. I'll probably edit in some music for you guys, just so it's not me droning on to nothing. But yeah, this is the second part of the fight. So you could see when I started there, I had maybe about a third of my life bar. That was without using any healing items. I lucked out in the first one, like he wasn't doing the jumping move a whole lot. I kind of figured out that when you're jumping over the double laser one, if you kind of jump and like wiggle around a little bit, you'll kind of dodge it a bit when you come down on the ground. So I did really well on that one. I was very happy with that. And this is the first time I'm fighting him immediately after that. So I didn't have to save state and do fights a bunch of times or anything like that. Actually, this second form is much easier. So you can see he's kind of wrecking me now. And I had to use my healing item twice. Once or twice? I don't remember if it was once or twice. He's actually very, very easy. You can see here I'm doing this like running around, strafing and shooting move. And that move, one, because he's not flying, I mean technically he's floating there, but because he's not flying above you, most of the bullets are going to connect. Because he's big, most of the bullets are going to connect. His moves are kind of slow. He's not doing the teleporting stuff. His jumps don't send shockwaves under you. Stuff like that makes this guy really, really easy. That move there where he like throws the fire on the floor is really the only move he has that you have to be careful about, because the reaction time for jumping is a little bit slow in this game, and you're trying to move around, so I run the risk of just running into it, which is what I did. That like giant fireball move also probably does quite a bit of damage, but I can't remember if I got hit with it or not. I would assume it does a lot of damage, but I don't remember if I got hit with it or not. And so now he's halfway on health, so he's going to start doing this move. This move is super easy to dodge, and actually I didn't do it this time, but you're going to see every time after that, similar to that move that he did in the beginning with the like blue explosions. This move is ideal because if you just strafe around him, you get a ton of hits in on him while he's doing that move. I'm assuming that those beams of light fucking wreck you, but I never got hit with one, so I don't know. At least I don't think I did. Yeah, so I beat him relatively easily. If this had been, I feel like they kind of should have put them in the opposite order, because this fight was really quite simple, and actually much simpler than maybe the last 3 or 4 boss fights. At this point, you guys will have seen the videos. Like, I really took a long time to beat the last fight against the bombs, and a couple of the other boss fights were like, oh, that flying one, where you're on the back of the flutter. I think that's what the name of Mega Man ship is called. Yeah, I have like no health here, so I'm like, oh god, don't die. Normally I end up dying in these situations, but I did not this time. So I'm gonna cut here, guys, and I'm gonna give you my actual reaction to the ending. So I saved the state there, stopped the game, and I'll get to you guys in a second.
Super fighting robot.